Testing one. Testing one, two. Testing one, two. Testing one, two, three. Mm, what did I do wrong here, boy? Yeah, I figured I'd be good now. The problem is, wow, that was something else. All right, so I just testing one. All right, there I am. Audio is back. Wow. All right, so sorry about that, guys. Have some serious editing to do when I'm finished with this. Uh, what was I? What I'm gonna? Let me just see if I can do a brief synopsis of what I was talking about in terms of um the Lakers Warriors. That game, that series is tied 1-1, and AD Anthony Davis, he had 11 points after a 30-point 20 rebound game, which, I mean, to go from that to 11, you know, uh, you see, as a basketball fan, I don't want to speak negatively about superstars, but because they are superstars, they are going to get a lot more scrutiny than the average guy. So I would speak more on AD than I would James Harden, who, even though he had 45 points in the first game, when he dropped off, eh, James hasn't been playing the best for a couple of years now. That's why he's no longer an All Star. But Anthony is still a great player, and for some reason, he doesn't bring his mental. He doesn't have the mental capacity to bring it, so to speak, every game. And superstars can't afford to be despondent. You can't afford to throw up three, four, five field goals, and if they don't score, you just lock off, and that behavior is usually left for role players because scoring may not be their role. Their coach had asked them to do something else, and if they aren't able to score, then they do whatever else the rule calls for, and they do it well. Anthony, on the other hand, he's a superstar. He's expected to score. LeBron needs him to put up 25, 26, 28, 30 points a night to assist him as well as the others, Reeves, Hachimura, Vanderbilt. They need those guys to come up on top, and then the others will assist them in winning the game. Um, so that's that is what is expected for people like Anthony. Um, the Warriors, they were still able to pull it out. Well, one is because of Anthony's performance, but two, everybody else played a lot better in this game, including Klay Thompson, who was on fire. So that in itself was a whole different kettle of fish in terms of uh, points that they put up on the board. It was really good to see that that they didn't really need Curry to have the Herculean game that he had in game one. I think it's 50 points he scored in game one. So, I mean, we didn't really need that. And of course, we knew he would be fatigued. They were definitely going to be double teaming Steph a lot more. So, and that was obvious. But what you all did was you all forgot about, that's a two-headed snake over there in Golden State. So, I know you're double teaming Steph. Let's not forget that Draymond could do what he does in terms of distributing the ball, get the ball to other scorers when they cut in and slashing and all that. And then Clay Thompson. So don't sleep on Clay. And I think they did a little bit. And when they realized that he was on fire, it was too late. Because now you're starting to no longer double Steph, and you're leaving um, room for um, Clay to get off. And that he did. Um, Boston now leads 2-1. Um, So they played last night. Joel Embiid did come back. He got his MVP. A very emotional night for him. But other than that, they weren't able to win one. They were home, so which made it a little more difficult to have Boston win on their home floor. But imagine Jason didn't have such a great game, and they still couldn't win. That says a lot. James Harden was a shadow of what he was in game one. Um, I thought after game two, I would have seen a great improvement. But James Harden now seems to be a jump shooter. And if his jump shot is off, he's no longer, I don't know if it's fitness or if it's injury, I don't know what it is, but he's not blowing past people anymore and going to the basket. At one point, James Harden was the top free throw shooter in the league in terms of how many times he went to the line. As like we can't remember when last he did that. So it's disappointing to see because he's still getting paid a lot of money. They still have him down as a superstar, but he's one of those superstars that you are seeing the decline. It's an obvious decline compared to what he was in Houston, and it's unfortunate for us as basketball fans, but it's unfortunate for him in terms of his reputation. You hope to leave the league as a superstar that everybody knew you as opposed to barring injury. That's the only thing that I let slide when it comes to superstar declining. If you're injured, it's very difficult. Victor Oladipo, Brandon Roy, these guys were great, but injury tears them. Even Derrick Rose, great guys, great players, but injury teared them down. So even when players like that retire or leave the game, I still have them down as what I knew them to be, superstars. I would never call those guys scrubs because I saw what they could have done. James, on the other hand, he just seems as though he relied so much at his fittest. He was able to shoot at a very high percentage in Houston. But I think his lack of fitness has a lot to do with him declining. I don't recall offhand him having any major injuries, but what I do recall is in at training camps him coming to work um out of shape. And of course, once you're playing, you will get in game shape once you're working out every day. But you should try to reach training camp in better shape than he does, so that at least it wouldn't take you 30 games to get there. And sometimes by the time you get there, you're already averaging a certain amount. The coach already changed the game plan, so you no longer expected to score and do as much as they used to do when he was at a previous team. So it does make it make it difficult. It's make it hard. And those guys, I mean, if it was me, I come in the league a superstar and I want to leave a superstar. As I said, barring injury. Um, who else? Nuggets, Suns. Nuggets lead 2-1. Phoenix had a marvelous game last night. Uh, uh, Devin Booker, even though Chris didn't play, Devin played out of his mind. Kevin Durant is Kevin Durant. And it would seem as though they understood their assignments last night. They knew that they couldn't go down. They couldn't go down. What is it? 3 games to 0. So they pulled one out last night, and so they're now down by just one game. And hopefully, we'll see that same type of effort in game four. Right? Michael Porter Jr. for Denver, 21 points. Nikola, wow, I didn't know this. Jokic had 30, 17, and 17. So even in a loss, he was still MVP like Nikola. Uh, Jamal Murray, of course, 32 points. So Michael's 21 points were definitely needed. We had 11 points from Brown off the bench. Uh, all right, but it just wasn't enough though. But we see that the Stars still did what the Stars had to do. In terms of Phoenix, Kevin Durant, 39 points. Booker 47. And wow, oddly enough, now look at this. Now look at this stat, which I didn't check the stats last night, but I'm checking it now. Imagine we have a team where only two players scored in double figures. I'm going through it to make sure I'm not wrong, and I'm only seeing Kevin Durant with 39, Booker with 47, and they were still able to win the game. The next highest count for a player was 7 points, which was tied by Payne, Chris Payne, I believe, and Warren. Two players had 7 points each, and they still won. That is amazing. They can't expect to do that all the time, though. You're gonna need 10 plus points from somebody else because 47 and Kevin Durant with almost 40, and he only missed 40 because he missed a free throw very late in the game. He was fouled late at 38 points, and he missed one. Otherwise, they would have been two players who had 40 points each uh, on Phoenix Suns, which I think was a record. They was hoping that they could have done it, but he missed the free throw, which is highly, it's not like him. But these things happen. They still pulled out the win, which is most important. So guys, as I was saying, as I said, I'm gonna have to do a little editing because I was on for a while before someone in the chat pointed out that the audio was off. Um, so I did speak on the Miami Heat game as well, but Miami going up 2-1. Jimmy is doing Jimmy things. Um, I would like the Knicks to go a little further, just because um, when I visit the States, it's usually New York, more often than not. So, of course, I have a little thing for them. But um, other than that, I mean, I would like to see a competitive game with both. And I hope that in moving forward, game 4, 5, and hopefully 6 and 7 will be just as competitive, even if Jimmy has the type of game that we used to. Uh, who else? Phoenix, Boston, Miami, New York, Lakers, Warriors, Phoenix, Denver. Well, yeah, well, that's it. More or less covered everybody. Um, we were supposed to have another guest tonight, but he wasn't able to show. But nevertheless, you guys who take in the stream, or I don't mind hearing from you guys. Who are your favorite teams of these last 8? Let me know who you would like to see in the finals, and what is your expectations of the superstars of these teams. Um, with that said, we're just about mm, 2 hours away from the Lakers and 2 hours away from the Lakers and the Warriors, game 3. So we're looking forward to that. So you don't know, as your boy Bruzo said, like, comment, subscribe. I have to do a lot of editing now. I have to edit a whole probably 30 minutes or 20 minutes, whatever it was, that didn't have any audio. But that's how it goes with going live. So love to all. Stay safe. Make sure and respect each other. That know is your boy Bruzo. We out. Lakers, Warriors, game 3 coming up in a little bit, 9 o'clock on ABC. Take it in, and we'll discuss that game in the next couple of days or so. All right. Take care. I am out.